Hua to the Chang to the Huaqiangbei. I bought a Huaqiangbei radio. I went on Amazon. This looked like one of those generic, like $20 FM radio crap that you get at the night markets in Taiwan. They're junk. They sound like absolute dog shit. One of the famous brands for those? DOS. Another famous brand for those? King One. Both of those brands are ass. But this one, it's different. It's $100, so it's not cheap. And it's 30 watts. So that's like, what? At least 3 times more powerful than one of those cheap-ass night market speakers, which is like 10 watts. Or probably not even. And I'll be honest with you, I am definitely blown away by this speaker, by how good it sounds and how hi-fi the tuning is. Hey, it is a Harman curve, but it's a very nice and pleasant Harman curve, especially at the third EQ. So, it's got 3 EQ modes. The first one is just bass, treble, boost. Bass is a little more not as boosted as the treble, so it's a little harsh in the first mode. The second mode is the no DSP mode, which absolutely sounds like junk, but it gets the loudest. So when you're outdoors, they call it the vocal mode, but it's no vocal, it's just harshness. It sounds like a kitchen radio. As for the third mode, that's where the gem is at. Best sounding mode. I feel like this is probably the new Huaqiangbei King. I'm not going to lie to you. The third mode is absolutely awesome. They nailed it. You'll see once I test it with some music, all right? And there's going to be a 3-way comparison coming up between this, the M-Love, and the Anchor, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This speaker is amazing, all right? Also, it's very feature-packed. Look at that. All these inputs. Jesus Christ, you don't see that every day. Plus an FM radio. And the FM's got memory too. And it's also got direct entry tuning. Not only that, it's got EQ modes, Bluetooth, and all that shit. It's just very feature-packed. Now, as for the speaker drivers, we're looking at 2 3-inch full ranges. So there's no tweeters or anything like that. It's just straight up full ranges. But that also means it's easier for the Huaqiangbei engineers to tune the speaker. I'm going to remove the grill and show you what's inside. There you go. 2 basic 3-inch full range drivers. So you're not looking at anything fancy. It's just a very typical, actually kind of ugly and cheap looking Huaqiangbei speaker. But this is why I feel like it's the Huaqiangbei King. It's an underdog. It sounds very, very good. Let's get to the sound check. And we're going to be playing this. I'm going to switch between all 3 EQ modes. And then I am going to do, max volume test and all that stuff. And then bass test. And I'm also going to add in a new thing, frequency measurements. I just got a Dayton Audio UMM6 microphone, so I could do some measurements with that. But take it as a grain of salt, because my room is not like, treated or anything. This is not an anechoic chamber, so it's not going to be an accurate result. Then again, it should give you like a brief idea of the sound signature. So let's get to it. All right, we're going to start at EQ1. Let's go. Let's go. Let me fast forward it.
Is it just a dream I'm having inside my fantasies? Come to me. You are in my thoughts. I never stray from the heart of you. Come to me. And if we can't be on the surface, we can't be under the water. Far underwater land. And if it serves a deeper purpose, we can't be under the water. It's underwater land. Oh, am I touching you? I wanna feel.
Volume is at about, I'd say a little bit past 1/3. So it's actually quite loud. And wow, I think you can see the first mode's a little harsh. The second mode, yeah, it's a kitchen radio. The third mode, really decent. Hi-fi sounding speaker. That smiley curve, the good kind of smiley curve. Not the Anchor kind of smiley curve, if you know what I mean. But yeah, wow. All right, let's play another song. I'm gonna pause this up. I'm gonna keep it at the third EQ, as in my opinion it sounds the best, and I'm pretty sure it is. Let's play it, and we're gonna also crank this all the way up. At the first, second, and third EQ, I'll tell you the second is the loudest, but you'll see.
Don't you notice how I get quiet when there's no one else around? Me and you and awkward silence. Don't you dare look at me that way. I don't need reminders of that you don't feel the same. Oh, the burning pain. Listening to you, I found out some news.
I'll be cranking it all the way up, starting from 30.
Oh, how I wish you'd wake up one day. Run to me, confess your love, at least just let me say. But when I talk to you, won't you bear what's right through and choose through my heart? And I sound like.
All right, wow, that's insanely loud, especially at the second EQ. And the first EQ is already pretty damn loud, so I'd say they did a really good job. This is definitely a party speaker. You could bring it outside, and although you're not going to get any bass, but you could at least let everybody hear the music, which is really amazing. Hwashanbei King. Seriously. Wow. All right, now, let's move on to, the gangster rap segment.
再见，C 罗。I try hitting嘛，24。
Come in, never gonna stop。我们的工作是没得放假，小镇里干活在心看到秘密。你看我帅到出水 ，I can tell everybody put that money in my bag。I can 早就不够完美，可是一直不停取暖让我想吐，这样其实也没什么帮助。他们跑走我真的扛住 ，But I can't stop me, can't stop us。我希望你也在我的 better days， 我很清楚谁才是真的。我的名单查看他的序列，他看着教程一步一步攻破你的心房，没有毛我骗过你的家长，他绝对不是。
Well, there you have it, a quick gangster rap segment. It's teardown time. So, let's take this thing apart, shall we? Oh, wait, I think I forgot to do this before. I said about doing this frequency thing. I'm going to show you the graphs real quick. So looking at that, we're getting this kind of a curve at half volume. And then the bass is being reduced by a little bit at full volume, as you can see. Some slight bass reduction if I get this line over here. Just like I have it over here. You see a slight bass reduction. Alright, now, for the second EQ, you can see the bass is cut off. Pretty bad. It looks like almost a 20 dB cut off, And then at the high volume, nothing much has changed. It's still the same kind of a cut off. It's reasonable. They literally just completely disabled the DSP is what I would say. All right. Third EQ mode is this very nice looking smiley curve. You get response all the way down to 40 hertz, which is pretty amazing. All the way over here. If you're looking at like negative 3 dB, you're still gonna hear something at around 45. So it's pretty good. Smiley curve, really nice smiley curve right here. And then at max volume, again, bass is slightly reduced to prevent overloading the speakers. So they did a really good job on doing the DSP of this speaker. Now, take this as a grain of salt. This is measured in my room, and I don't have like a professional environment to measure everything. And it's just a really quick, dirty measurement. I didn't even do any sort of checks or, the calibration, whatever. I just want to get like a, just to see how it looks relatively, like how it looks like just straight up, putting a mic in front of the speaker. The only thing I calibrated is the UMM6 microphone. I did put a calibration file in there, so I guess that's that. I didn't really bother to do a very scientific measurements, which would require a lot of time, and I don't want to do it. So if this measurement sucks, it does suck, because I didn't even bother to do any research or anything before doing this. I just want to show a little bit of, hey, This is what the curve would look like. Anyways, let's do a teardown. First up, we're looking at these passive radiators. Big, soft passive radiators. Nice passive radiators, nicely tuned, deep bass. Here is the 418650 battery pack. Alright, looking at the circuit board, your typical 3 to 4 chip configuration. As I expected. In this case, it's going to be 4 chip. Because I'd say these two would be in charge of the power supply. Converting from 7.4 up to like a 12 volt or something like that. To the amplifier chips and the charging IC. And there's one more that's going to be dealing with all the FM stuff. That would be your FM IC. This is a... Let me try to get it to zoom in. Ooh, okay. 80350781. I think that's just a serial number. I really can't. I mean, I try looking it up. I can't get much information out of it. My guess is it's just one of your generic FM ICs from, you know, a lot of the portable FM radios out there. Those are actually pretty good, by the way. If you don't know, they have pretty good reception. As long as you do deal with their circuit design properly, they should do pretty good. As well, this one is your Bluetooth system on chip. Everything DSP whatsoever is all onto here. Now, the interesting thing about these is that these aren't just your average Class D amplifiers. These are a hybrid between Class AB and Class D. It according to the site, which is all Chinese, by the way, but you can go check it out. It switches between switches between Class AB and Class D, which is an interesting design. The model number is CS8516E. Look it up. It's pretty interesting. Might be a very good chip to use for Bluetooth speakers. It seems to be very quality. Anyways, that's the main board. And here are the speaker drivers, just to show you. Nice vented baskets and everything. High quality stuff. Really high quality stuff. So yeah, this is a lot better than I expected. And there's a little word over there. It's just some, day code and versions and whatnot. Some quality check sticker. And there you have it, guys. That's the review of the Avantree Powerbyte. Current Huashanbei King, in my opinion.